Mike Patrick, and in this video, I want to talk about things that's ominous to our endocrine system. Okay, I want to talk about things that threaten our endocrine system. Okay, I want to bring these things to the forefront of our minds so we can possibly stop doing some of these things, and therefore support a healthy endocrine system. Okay, however you want to say that, endocrine system or endocrine system. But yeah, so the thing is, guys, some things that we do that we may not realize compromises our endocrine system is cell phones, access of anything. In particular, I'll get into the things that you can have that's excessive, that you can do excessively, that compromises your endocrine system. Also, stress, and yeah, I believe that's it. Those are the three things. Okay, and if there's anything else, I'll mention that. But now, let's get into our endocrine system, right? What is our endocrine system? All right, it is our glands. Okay, it's certain organs or organ glands, right? So you have your pituitary gland, that's part of your endocrine system. You have your pineal gland. You have your thyroid gland. You have your pancreas. Okay, you have your sex glands, whether it's your ovaries for the women, and and your testes, man. Okay, so now, how do we compromise these things? Things that we do that may just be second nature at this point, and we don't realize it causes some of the prevalent issues in our health today. Okay, so now, for one, your cell phone. All right, your pineal gland, your pituitary gland. Okay, you don't want to hold your cell phone by your head. Okay, you don't want to hold your phone near your sex glands. Okay, now many of us talk on our phone and we put it right to our head. Many of us sit our phone in our laps often, right? Many of us carry our phones in our pockets. All right, and over time, the radiation that comes from your cell phone, it can affect your different glands and your different endocrine systems. Okay, now let's look at it this way. Everything has a magnetic field, especially everything that's electronic. So that means it's pulsating radiation. You can't see it, but it is. Okay, so the thing about it, when you keep these certain devices close to your glands too long, okay, they can radiate, pretty much fry your different glands. Okay, now so with that said, a lot of guys don't necessarily know or attribute it to this, but the reason why a lot of guys end up getting testicular cancer more frequently nowadays is linked to the cell phones. Okay, just like I believe they did studies, or they found that a lot of cops, they end up with testicular cancer because they always have those I believe those scanners or meters, whatever they hold those by their laps often. Okay, and so things like that. All right, same thing for you women, because you want to be fertile as long as you can, and fellas, you want to remain fertile for all your life. You know what I mean? So that's something to keep in mind, and to start trying to practice keeping those phones away from your sex glands. Okay, now what I was saying, as far as your pineal gland, okay, and your pituitary gland, we know these glands are responsible for, well, all of your endocrine system glands are responsible for pumping out different hormones, right? But okay, with the pituitary gland, okay, growth hormone, things of that nature, is so much associated with growth hormone and the different hormones that your pituitary and pineal gland pump out. But I'm not going to make this video extremely long to talk about those. But for example, human growth hormone, pituitary gland, if you don't have those hormone levels right, everything is out of whack. Okay, so you have to look at it that way. And what happens is, when you have cell phones and things like that, other electromagnetic frequencies, radiation too close to these glands, it affects their pulsation and the levels of hormones that these glands put out, and it disrupts the timing of you putting out certain hormones, okay? And so if you're not putting out enough hormones, too many, anything that's out of balance, too many hormones, if you're pumping out hormones at times that is not in balance when your body should be pumping these, when your glands should be pumping these hormones out, it can throw everything out of whack. So when those glands are constantly coming into proximity of these different devices and electromagnetic frequencies, it can throw those things off. So that's why it then also cause tumors and cancers and things like that. So try to keep your cell phones away from your head, okay? Let's see, what's another thing that we do that we may not really associate with our pancreas. Matter of fact, our pancreas, okay, what can throw your pancreas out of whack is stress, okay? People like to think it's coffee. I don't think there's a whole lot of evidence that supports that too much caffeine. It makes sense in theory, but I don't think it's really much real evidence that shows that that caffeine does it. But stress definitely makes your pancreas. I'm not your pancreas. I'm sorry. With stress is going to be more so your what's the adrenal glands, okay? Your adrenal glands. And if you always stressed out, and we know stress is big in this society in this day and time, okay? If you always in that fight or flight mode, if your adrenal glands are constantly pumping out the stress hormone, okay, adrenaline, then that's going to eventually tax out your adrenal glands and be very disruptive to your health, okay? So now what I was saying with the pancreas, okay, with your pancreas, excess can disrupt your pancreas and give you pancreas problems, okay? Because what happens is your pancreas is responsible for like your glucose, like your blood sugar has a lot to do with your blood sugar and glucose and things of that nature, right? And so what happens is when you overtax the pancreas with anything, like having too much fat is linked to pancreas issues, okay, in your system. Having too much alcohol is linked to pancreas issues, too much sugar. So anything, what I realized in doing the research is just anything in excess can throw your pancreas out of whack over time, okay? Because it leaves it unbalanced, okay? And so also what you can do though to assist your pancreas is eat foods like bitter herbs, okay? Bitter herbs help you with forming stomach acid, okay? Those gastro juices, okay? With your that's what your pancreas is also responsible for, okay? Releasing those good gastro juices, okay? So do things like eat bitter herbs, okay? Now, did I miss any of the thyroid, guys? Things that we do that may affect the thyroid. Hold on, Sting. Hold on. There's my baby, Sonny here, guys. I'm gonna have to get back with things that we do to the thyroid. It may not be. There may be certain environmental things that's hard on the thyroid. So, but I don't. That's something that you really can't help, But I'm trying to think of things. I'm only talking about things that we can help with, as long as we're mindful of, okay, and we can, cut back on these things and start practicing to cut back on these things, so we can be more supportive of our endocrine system. But right now, off the top of the head, I can't think of nothing that we actually do that's linked to thyroid issues, okay? But one thing I do know you can do to help your thyroid is iodine, okay? Iodine, because radiation is bad for your thyroid. That's why a lot of people out there, like in the Midwest, like in Ohio area, definitely out in California, they have a lot of like the what they call the jet stream, anything along the jet stream and things of that nature. They have a lot of thyroid issues. Thyroid issues spike because like Fukushima went on, and that's a whole lot more radiation. Okay, so little small things that you don't really link, to certain issues, but they have something to do with certain things. Okay, guys. So hopefully this was a helpful video. Look into some of the things I'm saying further and keep those things in mind, so you can at least give yourself a better chance at not having some of these issues, okay? You know, it's all up in the Most High's hand at the end of the day, but we can do things to try to help ourselves, okay? So these are the things that we do that go against the grain, okay, when it comes to our body and our health. Peace.